defended himself as he was professionally trained to do.
We're learning more about the deadly encounter involving a Cincinnati police officer tonight. Good evening, everybody. Cincinnati's police chief says the officer fired his weapon after a violent attack, and that's exactly what the surveillance video shows.
The chief says 25-year-old Jawari Porter had just pulled off a robbery. Late this afternoon, Prosecutor Joe Deters said, in his opinion, the shooting was justified, and he authorized release of the surveillance video. Police released that to us just about an hour ago. Now, a 911 caller reported a man shoplifting at the Kroger on Vine Street and Over the Rhine and said the man threatened the security officer there with a knife. This is surveillance video of that incident. Two officers riding a double patrol looked at the surveillance video and then went out to search for the suspect. They spotted Porter on 5th Street near Government Square. As the officers were getting out of their cruiser, Porter rushed at one of them with a knife. Police just released surveillance video of that incident just a little while ago, and that is what you're seeing right here. The chief says the officer had no alternative but to fire his weapon.
Extremely rapidly evolving. This was a deadly force encounter. He's being attacked by a knife. This officer had no other course of action than to defend himself in the manner that he did.
Now, as you might imagine, some people do have questions about the shooting of Jawari Porter.
And while many of those questions will probably be answered by the release of that surveillance video, there is some frustration in the community and a lot of speculation about what happened. Local 12's Rich Jaffe joins us now. He's at the Kroger in Over the Rhine where it all began. Rich?
Rob, I showed Jawari Porter's picture to a number of people down here. Some people recognized him but didn't want to talk with us about him on camera. What really has a lot of people fired up, as you can imagine, is the death of another young black man at the hands of police officers. What doesn't seem to make a whole lot of difference is the fact that he had a knife in his hand at the time and was trying to kill a cop. At a news conference just before noon, police and city officials laid out the details of the violent attack on police officer Anthony Brucato. After reports that Jawari Porter had shoplifted from the Kroger in OTR and pulled this knife on the security guard, Brucato and his partner, Pat Galligan, spotted him near Government Square and were attempting to detain him.
The officer had opened the door. He actually attacked the officer through the open door before the officer was able to exit the vehicle.
Brucato shot Porter multiple times from the driver's seat of the car, all of it, including the shoplifting, caught on video. But earlier in the day, police and city officials had to delay releasing the video until the Hamilton County Prosecutor gave them permission and ruled on the use of force. Many people on both sides of the issue wanting that video out in the public.
I know that as a fitter for myself, I would want to see the video. Family member for the young man want to see the video. The community wants to see the video. And I have no control over what they see it, how they see it, or when they see it. But I would have loved, along with the community, to see the video.
Another cover-up. Outside District 1, as soon as the news conference was over, this man, who identifies himself as Brother X, leader of the local Black Panthers, was calling the mayor and police chief liars. Porter charged him with a knife.
Sir,
what should he have done?
We are dealing in a society where there are plenty of mental disabled situation people in our society that we live in. Why is it that all the time, especially when it comes to an African American, there's always got to be a deadly force action response when it comes to police officers?
Now, earlier today, a spokesperson for Joe Deters, the prosecutor, told me that there wasn't anything extraordinary about them wanting to hold on to that video a little bit. They were just trying to make sure that everything was by the book, and apparently it is. What remains to be seen at this point is the reaction within the community to what they can clearly see on that video. In Over the Rhine, Rich Jaffe, Local 12 News. Rob?
Rich, thanks very much. And if you'd like to see the entire video again, what led to the shooting of Jawari Porter, you can find it on our website at local12.com.